Hey guys, welcome back to Rhino Offroad, and today we are going to tackle a job that many people are intimidated by, valve adjustment. The good old Kawasaki has hit just under 4,000 kilometers, and it's time to check the valves, check the clearance. It's not that bad, honestly. A lot of people run away from it. They are not scared. They're intimidated. They don't know what's going on in there. It is a bit of work. Maybe they run away from that, but hopefully I can show you that it's not that bad. Really. Take your time. Set aside a little time to do it. Have the right tools. You'll be fine. So, on top of the valves, while I'm in there, while you're here, I'm going to do my plugs. I haven't changed those. And we're going to do a compression test. We're going to check the health of this engine because I need this thing to perform for another 4,000 kilometers. And we're not leaving anything to chance. So that's today's plan. Valves, plugs, and compression test. So, without any further ado, smack that subscribe, help the channel, and hopefully we can show you what's going on in there, and it's not going to make you all nervous to get in there and actually do it. So, let's get after it. Okay guys, here we go. So, what we need to do, where is it? There it is. There is the top of your engine, the valve cover. We got a lot of stuff to get rid of to get at that. I have the Kawasaki storage gate. It's got to go. This entire bed has to go. There's hoses attached over there, some pull pins. It's not too bad, but everything in there has to go so we can get at the top of this engine. All right, let's get some tools and get after it. Okay, first, this tailgate's got to go. I really like this thing because it leaves your bed open. I carry a saw with me, sometimes extra fuel, extra rope. It's really handy for keeping this bed accessible, and it really carries a lot of stuff. I got wrenches in here, soft shackles, turnbuckles. I got a 20-foot, not tension, kinetic rope. I have T-handles, I got a spare belt, I have ether, I have a tire patch kit. That's just in here. There's other stuff in the cab, so I am prepared. But we shouldn't have to empty this. I think, let me see. There's down in each corner, there's 2 wing nuts, one in each corner. Undo those wing nuts, and this actually slides up and out. So let's see if I can get those out with everything in there. There we go. There's the first one. Come on. There. It's that. And we will just leave that in there. in. Try this side. There we go. It's out. Stuff back in to save a mess. Lockable as well. I like that. Okay, how heavy is this? Oh, that's not too bad. Beautiful. Now we have to get this gate out. These are the mounts for that box. You got to save all these pieces, get these gone, and then there's about a dozen push pins around. They come off, and under here are some hoses on the other side. I'll show you in a minute. Then that entire bed comes out, and we'll be able to see the engine. Very cool. All right, all of these guys are 13s. Now, when I set this down over there, I'm going to leave these in the proper holes so they go back in the same spot after I pick that bolt up. These guys. These are just tie-down clips with a bolt in it. Same as this guy over here. And these guys here. There. Keep everything together nice and easy. So I'm going to get my push pin tool and we'll get those out. Now we've got a bunch of these push pins to get out. This guy, it works okay. I got it with one of my push pin sets. It's not the greatest, but it does work, because these things can be a royal pain. And actually, I don't think I'm going to film this whole thing, because this is going to take a few minutes. Now, a lot of these are recessed. They're a bit of a pain to get at with that other tool. So, I have another set. Let's see if you can see that. Like this. I got these off Amazon, and they seem to do the trick pretty good. For anything that's recessed below the surface. And a lot of these are. Like so. But if you don't have any of this stuff, plain old flat screwdriver. It is a bit of a pain, but you can get under there and pop that up. So let's continue on and get this all done. Okay guys, we got all the push pins out. Now, what I was telling you about underneath here, oh, we need some light. There are two little bolts, 10 mils, sticking out. Wow, I need more hands. Back there behind the hose. So hopefully, I don't know if you see that or not, it's one hell of a spot. But gotta pop those out. And then the those are vent hoses coming off the valve cover. Then that'll be free. We can get rid of the entire bed. No way I'm gonna be able to get a camera in there, so I'm just gonna pop that off, then come back up top. All right, I've got the vent hose mounts undone. All of these push pins are out. So it takes some wiggling for sure. There. And it's just as fun to get back in. But voila, everything's open. There's the top of our engine. There's the hoses I had to undo from the wall. Now it gets easier from here, believe it or not. We need to clean all this. Everything has to be nice and wiped down, blown off. You do not want dust in there. But first things first, we're gonna have to warm this up for the compression test. Take it outside, let it get up to operating temperature. Bring it back in real quick. Take the plugs out, do the compression test. So, that is the next step. Okay, we got the compressor charged up. You're probably going to need something to stand on. A pop crate works absolutely perfect for me. And it's a good idea to have a chunk of something to put over here, because you're going to be leaning over getting to that. Put your elbows on there, work in there. It's just a good idea. So let's get up on the pop crate. Now what we're gonna do is wipe down everything. You do not want any crap falling into this engine. So we're gonna wipe, actually these guys here, these vent hoses come off here, and we're just gonna bend this out of the way and tuck it under there, so you don't have to worry about cleaning these too much. But the head, the valve cover, get that all done in, all around here. Any little thing that could knock dust into there. And actually these plug wires, we're gonna unhook it from here after we get it in for the compression check. Pull these wires out of the way so you don't have to worry about those too much either. But everything hanging over the head, not head, valve cover. I got about 10 things going on at once here. But I'm gonna finish wiping all this down, then we're gonna blow it off, and then get this outside and get it warmed up. Okay, so usually nothing gets in here, but I brought the air compressor just in case. Let's set that safely out of the way. They're usually sealed pretty good. Let's get rid of that guy. Nice and clean. Now here's a little tip that I've used for years. It's got to be nice and spongy. It can't be old and crusty, but a chuck of hose that fits over the top of those. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Let's get this guy out. I can never keep the rubbers in an actual plug wrench. They keep coming out. So you loosen it up, then go like this, stick it over the head of the spark plug, twist it a few more times. There's very, very, very long threads on these things, you'll see if you've never had one out. Like ridiculously long. There. Like that. Now, that's what 4,000 kilometers looks like. That is in pretty good shape. But let's get the other one out quick while we still retain our heat. And be careful, these are going to be hot when you grab them. There we go. This guy here. Didn't unscrew it enough. Where are you? Come on now. Don't be like that. There. Ooh, that one's a little lean. Yeah, that's, you don't like to see that. Okay, let's get our compression tester. Let's get this guy tightened in there. There, that's pretty good. Now, what we're gonna do is go inside the cab, hold it right to the floor, and crank it over. Doesn't take much, a couple seconds. be more than enough. And what are we at? Oh, that's 190. Yeah, so we're at 190 psi. So let's let the pressure off and try this guy. Honestly, I'm not even sure what the spec is, but oh, lovely. The end unscrewed. I didn't tighten it in. My bad. Okay, this has happened before. I'm gonna have to grab some needle nose pliers. 1 second. Okay, we're back. I got it out and tightened on like it should be. Only took me like a minute, so we didn't lose a lot of heat, so that's good. Okay, he's good and tight. All right, let's crank it over again. Remember, wide open. And ooh, even a little bit more than 190, about 195. So this engine is healthy. Right there, I don't know if you can see it. I think so. So I'm happy with that. I am a little concerned about that plug 2 being a little white. That is a problem with these things. Now, that being said, that's not the worst I've ever seen. It's not terrible. So, I do have a new fuel pump coming from Marked Motorsports. Or sorry, Full Access now, I guess that's what they go by. So hopefully that'll up my fuel pressure. I'll be keeping an eye on that cylinder. There's no damage yet, but that's comparison. That's cylinder 2. Honestly, the ceramic's nice and brown. All this means different stuff. But okay, that's nothing to be alarmed about. Now, we are going to let this cool down before I just start getting rid of these hoses. Push this all over there. And then we can get the top off. And then the fun starts. So, let's go for lunch. Okay guys, we're back from lunch. We are going to get some plugs in this thing first. New plugs. Hopefully you can see that. Plug gap, millimeters, 8 to 9, inch, 031 to 035. So, I have had this handy dandy little champion gapper for a couple decades. Never let me down. So what we're going to do, this is hard to do with a camera here. There's 030, there's 035. So we want to be in between there with this. It's about 034. You don't force it, just till it makes contact. The center of it's about 034. This plug's good. So let's get the other guy out. Also, just till it touches 034. Both plugs are good. All right, let's go put those in and we'll carry on. All right, I almost got ahead of myself there. Before we put the plugs in, we need to take this side plate off to, just give me a second here. We need to take this side plate off to get the engine at top dead center. If you've never done this before, well, this is how you do it. That little plug there, and there's one under here. Let's find a place for you guys. Okay. There's not a lot of places to hang the camera here. Let's see. Yeah, I can zoom in. All right, I'll get these guys off. Should come out pretty easy. Fantastic. Okay, we've got the first plate off. Now we got to take this cap off and the screw blade, not screw blade, the flat blade plug. So I'm going to get some tools. I will be back. Okay, here we go. Now I found this old screwdriver years and years and years ago. I think it was in a haymow or something. Yeah, but it's always worked just great for these timing caps. So that's that guy. Where am I gonna put that? Right there. Okay, he's out. This guy here. There. Fantastic. All right, all the caps are out. Now, there's a bolt right in there. We're going to get a socket for that. And you turn the engine over forward that way only. Same way your direction, or same direction your wheels go when you're going forward. Until, let me see, that in there, you spin the magneto until it comes over, and there's a mark in it. You'll see. All right, I'm gonna go get a socket for this, and we will get her up to top dead center. Okay, now we want to get rid of these vent hoses. So we're just going to swoosh these. bring them up, like so. It's probably going to be vulcanized on there. Yup. So we're going to give the hose a twist. That usually breaks them free, like so. They can be very, very stuck, but there. All right, we're getting all this stuff out of the way, completely out of the way, like so. Now we need some Allens, or an Allen, to get the 4 bolts, and off it comes. All right, we've got our 5mm. We're gonna undo these guys. There. There, that's our bolts out. Now, these can be stuck. Well, this guy's coming off pretty good. And this gasket is fighting me, of course. There. That is why I always buy a new one. Because I just stretched the hell out of that. Junk. But that's okay. Now, well, I'm going to put this cover on the bench, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I was setting up to get the engine to top dead center, and I discovered something while I was looking at the cams. Here we go. It says set your mark down here. That's fine. I did that. This is your clearances. In case you need to know that, you can pause it. There we go. This is how to measure them. Now, number 2 piston, which is the magneto side, top dead center at the end of the compression stroke. You should be able to measure all 6 of these. The 2 intakes and the clutch side exhaust. Now, come with me. All right. So, we should not be able to measure this guy, but we should be able to measure these 2, these 2, these 2. Goes right under. The lobe is pointing that way. Can totally get under that. This side, you cannot. the lobe is pointing pretty much right at the bucket. These guys here, they're fine. You can measure under all of these. So these two are reversed in the book. Not a huge deal, but if you have the book and you're trying this and you don't know exactly what's going on here, that could really send you into a meltdown. So, that being said, it's not the end of the world. We can measure what we need to here. Then we go turn our cams 180 degrees. Then we can get this guy. It's no big deal. Just thought I'd let you know so you don't lose your mind if you try this by yourself. All right, let's get back to things. Okay, guys, we're back, and I've made a spectacular drawing of the situation here. It's it's a work of art. Now we can do these. Get the values for these. We'll spin our cams 180. Get the values for this. So let's start writing some things down here. Now, the exhaust specs are 22 to 31, 0.22 to 0.31. So let's try our very smallest 0.22. I just gotta find it here. There. Okay, this is 0.23. Wrong one. See, I almost did what the book said. Okay, 0.23 is not tight. No, there's no resistance at all. So, let's try 0.25. There we go. Oh, not quite. And about the same. So these two are both 0.24. Let's write that down on our work of art here. Where to put you guys? All right, just hang on then. 0.24. 0.24. Okay. Now, let's try the other ones. Now the intake specs are different. 0.15 to 0.24. This is all millimeters because, well, I'm in Canada and that's the way I've always done it. So, let's start at our very smallest, 0.15. There it is right there. Let's try that. Just sails right under them. So, at least we're in spec, we think. Unless it's way too big, but I can't see it. So, from 1.5, let's jump it up to 1.7. These feeler gauges don't go every 100th of a millimeter. They're just they're certain sizes, as yours probably will be too. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, 0.178 millimeter. So almost 0.18 mil. Let's try that. Just goes under easy. Easy. Ooh, that guy. Yeah, that's that is 0.18, and that guy's easy. Okay, this guy is 0.18. Let's write that down. 0.18. Now the other three, let's step it up from 0.18 to, what's my next one? There's oil all over these, so it's hard to move them. Okay, from 0.18, my next one is 0.20. So, 0.20 does not go in the first one. Does not go in the second one. And this is 0.18. And just barely goes in the last one. So, we're going to call this 0.19, 0.19, and this one is 0.20. Wow, this engine's in better shape than I thought. 9.19, 0.20. There we go. That's what we have so far. 1919, 1820, and exhaust is 2424. So let's spin our cams 180 degrees. Actually, I'm going to leave you guys here because I don't think you can see what I'm doing under there anyway. There is no room for a camera. So, wow, this is not cool at all. Yeah, I don't know where to put you guys. Maybe there. Hopefully. All right, I'm just going to spin the cams 180. Whoa. After the, there, see it spins like crazy. After the lobes leave the buckets, it just goes wild. So, there, we're back to where we were. And I'm gonna have to hold it back from spinning like crazy. Okay, it's getting over the top of the cams. You can feel it. Now kind of hold it back. There. Now, the marks that were on the outsides are now on the insides. Maybe you guys will be able to see that, I don't know. But regardless, if you guys end up doing this, you'll see what's going on here. Okay, what do we got left? Exhaust, left hand. All right, exhaust 22 to 3-1. The other guy is 2.4. So let's try that first, just for fun. 2.4, 2.4, 2.4. Where are you? Right there. Okay, let's try this guy. Nope. Nope. That will not. Okay, let's go to our base. 0.22. That's as low as we can go and still be in spec. There we go. Yeah. Just flies under there. Okay. We're within spec anyway. Let's see where we are. We're at 2.2. Let's jump up to 2.5. No. We just did that. Okay, 2.23. Let's try that. Just the smallest bit of a resistance. Yeah, so I'm going to call this 0.23. Point 2.3. 0.23. There's our values. So basically the whole engine's still in spec. Middle ground. Now there's 9 difference there, so the exhaust middle ground would be 2.5 to 2.6. Yeah. So 2.5, 2.3, 2.3, 4.4, 2.0, 2.0, 18. That's still in spec. 0.20. Yeah, like this whole engine is still in great shape. I don't know if I need to shim this or not. Okay, guys, I am gonna do the exhaust. It's too close. 22's minimum, 23, 23, 24, 24. They're both fairly under the middle ground. But the intake, I'm going to leave it alone. You know, 20's the middle ground, 19, 19, 18's little under. You know, it's right on the border. Like, do you mess with it? No. And this one's right on spec. So, not going to mess with the intake. I am going to do the exhaust side. Honestly, what's the point of doing this video if I don't do something? So, we will do the exhaust one. All right, I will get some tools rounded up and we'll get this started. All right, guys. First step in getting those cams out is we got to get some tension off the chain. This is not going to work well. The tensioner is right there. Now I don't know. Wow. Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna try to stick you guys. Yeah, this is not cooperating. I honestly don't have a clue what you guys are seeing. I'm just hoping. Okay, we'll get this loose. Maybe you can see me. And this guy here. Oops. Okay. There we go. This is under spring pressure, so it's going to want to pop out. Getting this back in is going to be hilarious. There. Okay. There. That was unpleasant. Whew. So, if you've never had it out, there's your spring tensioner. And I will show you how these work later. Hoo-wee! That is a fun spot. All right, let's get you guys back in position here. And something like that. Now, since we're not touching the intake, all we need to do is take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this guard has to come off to get the, you know, I'm at a loss for words right now. All these bolts have to come off, then that can come out. So, give me a minute, I'll be back. All right, and we are back. Now, I made this hex because I don't have metric. This is 1/4 inch Allen, and that will work just fine to get these bolts out. There. Now these are 89 inch-pounds, so they're not insane tight, but they're tight enough. So let's get these guys out of here. We have the tension off our chain. You guys can't see much there, can you? There. Now, this is where we be very, very careful, because that goes right down to the bottom end. And if something drops down there, that is just going to be such a bad day. So, to minimize that, I'm going to get a rag. Nice clean rag. Stuff that in there. And that stops most of the trouble. Things can still fall down beside the cam sprockets. Bottom line is you just got to be very, very, very careful. Now, I've never had this apart, so we will see what's longer, what's shorter. Let's see what's going on here. These. There, that comes out pretty easy. Nothing scored or anything crazy, that's good. I'm going to take this and put it in a nice clean place. Okay guys, we got the cap and everything off. Now, a little bit of casting there. Now, since we're only taking one cam out, we don't have to worry about the chain falling in. But if we're taking both cams out, tie a chunk of wire around this and tie it to something so that does not disappear. But, this camera is so in the way. Let's try up here. I don't know, maybe you can see. Okay, let's gently get rid of the pressure there. There, that's our cam. Well, we're going to take that to our clean spot as well. Okay guys, I'm back. Went for a little bite. Now, I got a good magnet here. And we're going to get these buckets out of here. And the shims are underneath these. So, just clamp on. Lift slowly. Because you don't know where the shim is going to be. This one stayed in there. Sometimes they stay on here. So, we are going to keep these separate, one at a time. I'm going to walk these, actually I'll take you with me. We're going to walk these over to our little diagram here. So the shim's in there. Now I'll do the other three and we'll come back. Okay guys, we're here now. This is what the whole job's about. So we got our shims out of our buckets. I wiped them off so they're not quite so slimy. So, what we're gonna do, get your micrometer. I prefer the dials myself because, well, they don't have batteries to die. But, yeah, the digitals are fine. So, what we wanna do, make sure these guys are clean. Okay, what have we got there? We've got 2 millimeters plus 4.44. Where are my glasses? Right there. That is tiny, tiny writing. So, yep. So 2.44 is what this shim is. So let's write that down. 2.44. And what we want to do is add that to the measurement we got. So that's 0.24. I don't know where my marker went. So let's add that up. 2.68 is what we got here. Now, what we want to do is subtract that by the clearance we're after, which is, here, let's do this. There's our clearances. You can pause the video there. And this is the formula we're using. You can pause it there if you need to. But it's basic addition and subtraction. So, the next thing we're doing here, where are we? At specified value. Okay, the values. This is only exhaust. We didn't need to do the intake. So for exhaust, middle of the road is about 2.6, 2.7. So subtract 0.26. That's not 4. I'm not even looking at this really. Okay, 4. We have a 2.44. We want a 2.42. So let's come over to our shim kit. See what we've got. We have 2.40 and 2.45. So that's gonna change it a little bit. You always measure these to make sure. Yep, this is about actually closer to 2.46. Yeah. So this is going to up this to about 2.26. Let's put that in there. This is the old one. Let's set this aside. Don't throw it away. Now, one more time. This guy here. .44. Same as the other guy. Same values. 2.4, or yeah, 0.24, 0.24. Subtract what we're after, 2.42. So we will grab another 2.45. Put that in the bucket and hang on to this guy. Now I'm going to do the other two. We'll get these buckets all ready and we'll put them back in. And we are good to go. Now we are going to put these back in the same spots they come out of and start buttoning things back up. So this first guy next to the cam, or the sprocket. Let's put you guys here. Roll up my sleeves a little bit. Okay, now these shims, doesn't really matter which way you put them in. These shims, they just sit down in there and make sure they're actually sitting in flat. Not often, but I have seen them sitting up on a bit of an angle. So that is good. Now, this is where a little assembly lube. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You can use motor oil. It's the same thing. Just give it a little drop. Just so these things don't start dry. And when we put the cam in, we're going to do all that too. Now, a little bit on the top and sides of the bucket. Nothing crazy. Just smear it around a little bit. There. Nice coating on there. Slide that back in. All the way down. Good to go. I'm going to repeat that for the other three, and we'll be back to put the cam in. Okay guys, we're gonna try a different perspective. I tried to get the cam in with the camera where it was, and no go. It was exactly in the way. Okay, so let's try this again. I've got everything all lubed up, all the journals and everything. Now, we need to get exhaust right there, level with the case. So, I know you probably can't see anything, but it's just impossible spot. Can't be done. I don't think that's it. I'm gonna go around the side and look, see if I can see it. No, that is at least a tooth too low. All right, I've been fiddling with it, and I think I have this cam in that both intake and exhaust marks are lined up. So let's see. Intake, exhaust. Now we got to check our top dead center. And, I believe we're good. All right, guys, we are making progress here. Now, this guy here has a little groove that goes right here that stops the cam from wandering. I got these all lubed up. So we're gonna set this in. And get our dowels lined up, which could be a bit of a pain, but oh, there we go. There, the dowels are lined up. Now, all these bolts are the same size. So you don't have to worry about keeping them separate or anything. Figuring out what goes where. Let's just set these guys in for now. this. Now this guy goes here and here. Okay, now we shouldn't be able to drop anything. Take our paper towel out. And gonna go get the torque wrench. I believe it's 89 inch-pounds. I'm gonna double check that. But we're gonna come back, torque this down, double check our timing, and put the chain tensioner in. Okay guys, for those of you that don't have a manual, this is the tightening sequence. Hopefully you can see this and pause it if you need to. We didn't take the intake off at all. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 11, 12. Because we can skip 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So that's what we're going to do. Easy enough. Camshaft cap bolts, 106 inch-pounds. So let's get everything ready and get this torqued down. Okay guys, we got just hand snugged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. Just till we felt a little bit of tension, and that's it. So I'm going to get another extension to clear this bar. There we go. All right. 106 inch-pounds. Do this first one. That didn't take much. 2. 3. 'Get out of there. 4. 9. 10. And 11. There we go. Now I'm going to run over these again, just to make double, triple sure. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. Now, I'm going to do another check of these clearances now that everything's torqued down. Okay guys, this tensioner is actually a new one on me. I'm used to tensioners being a small screwdriver. Stick it in there and twist it, and it brings the foot back. Kawasaki's, this one here, pull this back and push it in. And it stays like that until you get it in the side of the head. Then you put your spring and this in. When you tighten it up, it pushes the tensioner out. That's actually a pretty cool idea. It's going to make it easier to put this back in, which is cool. So, push this, shove it in, install it. Nice. Now, one more thing. They do want this catch pointing up when you put it back in the cylinder. See, one side doesn't have it, one side does. The catch goes up. And they call for blue Loctite and 89 inch-pounds tightening. Okay, so let's start getting that in there. Okay guys, after my little boo-boo there, everything's back together again with the right shims in there. Now we got our 2.6 here. We're gonna go under there, and that is just perfect stickiness. So we are good. Now we're gonna pick up some speed here. We're gonna put the gasket on. I've already spun the engine over 2 or 3 times by hand. I've got the chain tensioner in and tensioned. So everything is good to go. I'm gonna get the gasket on, the valve cover, and we're gonna button it up. All right, first thing, we're gonna wipe off all the mating surfaces. Make sure they're nice and clean. All the way around here. Just to make sure we get a good seal. Now, one thing I should add, you can reuse your old ones. It's up to you, really. You do have the chance of them leaking because the elasticity's gone. They've been smashed down for so long. I just buy new gaskets. That's what I've always done. Okay, this is all wiped down. Now, I actually do, and most people do, put a little bit, how am I going to show you that? In front of your cams, your cam sprockets, there's a dip right there. These corners and underneath this dip, if it's going to leak, that's where they usually leak. Because there's that much rubber there and it doesn't get compressed as much as that much rubber between metal. So if it's going to leak, it's going to be there. We're going to put a little bit of sealant on there, then get our gasket on. All right, let's see if you can see me there. Actually, I'm going to put this on with my finger. You do not need much. Just basically enough to get it wet. We're just going to dab around the corner. All down through that radius. And we're going to do the other one too. You don't need to really cake it on there. There, it does not need much. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. This video has been terrible for camera views because it's so tight. But let's go get the gasket. And there we go. We got the new gasket on the valve cover. little bit of goop on there just to hold it, so when we flip it upside down like so, it doesn't fall off. Now, this is a little bit tight. We want to make sure there, we get that in. And there we go. Everything is down. And I can feel the gasket most of the way around. Okay. I believe that'll do it. Now we need our rubbers for the bolts. There we go. All right, now these guys here. There, now we snug these down. Just till they stop. You'll feel it. Fantastic. And you'll feel it when they bottom out. It gets really, really tough to turn them. Awesome. Now, the plugs. Well, we're on the home stretch, guys. Spark plugs on the end of a rubber hose. Already been gapped. We did that. And this is a great way to not strip them, because this hose will slip if you have it cross-threaded at all. Insanely long threads on these things. There, just hit the bottom. There we go. And incidentally, I know most of us never torque plugs. There we go. But incidentally, they gave us torques. 115 inch-pounds. So just for kicks, that's what I'm gonna do. 100 Let's see. $115. Inch pounds right there. Yeah, that feels weird, torquing the plug, but we're gonna do it. Feels like it needs more, but that's it. 115. Very nice. Now, get our plugs back on. There. Make sure they are right down. You can hear the snap. There. Sealed up. Keep them clean for next time. Beautiful. Now let's bring in, where's our hoses? Right here. Let's get our hoses on. There. All the way down. Good stuff. There, some needle nose pliers for that. All right, one more thing, guys. Don't forget to put your plate and plugs back in, or they will have oil flying to the neighbor's place. And it don't matter where your neighbors live, it's going to make it that far. Let's see. We got always do another rundown. Did I forget anything? Hoses, everything's torqued, everything inside's torqued, new gaskets, everything measured out good, plugs back in. Yeah, do yourself a little mental checklist. And now for the part of the job that make a lot of people nervous. But let's see how it goes. Let the fuel pump prime up. And bam. That's sweet music. Let me tell you something, guys. That's I've been doing this a long time, and that's always a rush. You know you did things right, but there's always that little demon in there. But I'm gonna get this out of here, let it warm up a little bit. We're losing daylight. Put it all back together, and we're done with this part. Just give me a minute here. And there we go, guys. Headed outside up to operating temperature. Everything's running perfect. Job well done. Now, you guys can do this stuff. I'm gonna try to, let me close this door. I'm gonna try to put as much in the descriptions as I can to help you through this stuff. It's not that bad. If you've never done this, you're gonna save yourself a mountain of money, because these things are expensive to begin with. They they will cost you huge just to operate. So if you can save a pile of money just doing your own work, why not? If you have any questions, down in the comments. I try to answer questions as quick as I can. Other than that, guys, any special tools I've used in here, I'll put that in the description too. Yeah, try this. It's not bad, you know. And when you turn that key and it fires up, it's a high. It's a real high. So, for now, that's part 2 of the Dacre prep out of the way. Not sure what's coming next. We will see what shows up for parts first. But we're getting there. There's a lot more to do, but this is one of the big jobs out of the way. I think next big one will be driveline, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So for now, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.